Hello, welcome. It took me a while to hit record because I wasn't gonna record this way. This is very random, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. But it's gonna be freestyle-licious. Delicious. Always, you know. But there's a lot of things that are percolating. They're percolating. And I see it, I grasp it, it's one way. I see it, I grasp it, it's another way. And I'm just sitting here like, is that all you have to say? And they're like, spread the word, spread the word. And I'm like, okay. And so I sat up and so I'm just like, okay. And then they're like, you talk. And I'm like, ¿qué? So I'm a hot mess. I was teaching and I went to my own yoga practice. And so I'm salty right now. But they're good salty, like when for the females that crave salt around their period, they salty, you want salt, like extra salt. Are you like that too? I don't know. That's just me. It's like the ocean ain't salty enough, and I'm just getting it salty. But anyway, this is why they asked me to come here. Welcome. So this gonna be interesting because I wasn't planning on being on camera, but whatever. So I did write some stuff down because, oh yeah. So here we go. I want to start talking about is I said it in one of my videos. I don't remember which one. It could be the last one, but there's a lot. And yeah, but about especially being to this the season, and here we are in the season of dramatization. So if you're a colorful being, most likely you're gonna be extra colorful, like in your way, whatever that is, whatever you got to say. It's always like a statement in some kind of way because you're just like, this is my articulate, right? So yeah, so drama, and depending on the leveling of evolution, right? But there's a lot of pollution depending on the level of evolution. You're gonna see the theatrics, right? The circus, the lie, the bold-faced fucking lie. It's like, and then it's like, do you call a spade a spade? But then you keep on engaging and you're like, I don't want to play that way. It's like, why do we have to engage? Why does this have to be a thing? Where it's like this war, right? Right? This war. And it's like this war. And it's just like roar, right? Because but it brought me to that inner wound childhood. Yo, for me, Mercury retrograde, even though it's like not like a month or two away and stuff, I feel like he been hitting me up early. And then when everybody's going through the Mercury retrograde and they're right, like that type of stuff, I'm like, oh, it's okay. Anyway, it's like I gotta go through the awkwardness for myself. It's like, am I ready? No, no. Oh, okay, you talking okay. Okay. I was just wondering. I just grew conscious of my the deaf community, because I have wonderful conversations with people in the deaf community in person, because now I can slow my tempo and all this kind of stuff. But when they watch online, they always look to read the lips. And so I was told, right, by one, especially about not being able to follow my lips. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love you though. So let me try. I don't know, but we see what's happening, right? So this is gonna be interesting. I don't even know. I've been planning this, and this is the way I want to show up because I wasn't getting dressed. I still have yet to shower from my sweat. Like I'm telling you, I sweated my off. Okay, I did, and it was challenging. Like one of the great things about like practice of anything that when you the beauty. I'm gonna get emotional. I don't know why I get emotional. My Pisces moon. Oh no. I say it's that, but we gotta stop. I gotta stop projecting. No, I'm a feeling being. That's what it is. I feel things so deeply. I isolate a lot. So, all right. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Right. One of the greatest things about endurance and and just your own testament to challenge is getting through it, right? It's just like, so I think about it from a grander scale. Like even today, I took a different type of yoga class. I'm laughing because I'm laughing. Um, I took a different type of yoga class because we take different kinds and we like to see what we like. And then of course, the ones that we like, we take all the time. But I still, even though I'm taking classes all the time, like, um, I still like to explore. I want to try something else and see if I like that too. And so now, like, I've been doing like multiples of the like weeklies of like, you just find your interest in what you like and how you want to do it. And do it, right? So I'm still exploring, even though I teach it, I practice it, like, it's still an exploration to never stop. You know what I mean? Like, okay, okay, okay. So today, especially, so I tried a newer one, and so this one's completely different. It's completely different. Like, and there's no music. I'm like, there's no music. And one of the greatest challenges, like for me, at least for me in yoga, I'm just gonna keep it real. Like I can teach it, coach it, do it, all this. I walk you through it. But being on the other end of it, right? When you're not doing that, and you're forced, you're not forced. You're choosing to participate, and you're now tuning in from a different leveling of consciousness and awareness, right? That's like left, right, brain kind of inter making you whole. Like, you know, this is like from like when I was in school, like, and stuff like that. And I was taking yoga and I realized, oh my gosh, I like yoga. I want to get my yoga certification and all this kind of stuff. And I'm taking all these different variations of like yoga practice and I'm loving it and all this kind of stuff. I noticed, and this is good because it was a good notice because it was just like, well, maybe you should meet this side of yourself because it's so important. And the side of myself that don't listen. So you're forced to listen, right? And like it's challenging too. Like when close your eyes and listen to the instructor tell you what to do with each part of your body and trust that you're doing it or that you even understand it. You gotta see. I'm like looking around, making sure I'm doing it right, I'm listening correctly. And so I giggle a lot, and no matter how serious the class is, I'm the giggler. Especially when it's challenging because I don't know how not to laugh. Like, yo, dude, I'm trying. Anyway, oh my god. Wait. Oh my god. Okay, I'm getting hot in here. It's good. Hot in here. Oh my god. Oh my god. So, yeah, this is my husband. Let's take a shot. Oh god. One of my favorite childhood poems as a little girl was, I probably shared this on here before too. There was a little girl who had a little curl right in the middle of her forehead. And when she was good, she was very, very good. But when she was bad, she was horrid. So yeah, that was like one of my favorite childhood poems and stuff like that. But what was I saying? Yeah, so I meet the side of myself that doesn't listen. And you know how like I've been called hard-headed a time or two, too, because we could be headstrong. I'm headstrong when I'm standing in something sometimes, and we want to become fluid, we want to become flow, and we got to take those parts of ourselves that we meet that resistance, we meet that challenge, right? So like the whole point I was just trying to make was that there was a part in it, and I even got nauseous at one point, and I know it's because I was teaching, and then I went after teaching, like I didn't eat anything, and don't eat anything and do that type of yoga. But I'm just saying, like I was already at my point, like but this is good. That's that good burn, a good, like but it's hot too. It's like it's hot, so you're like dripping. Like I'm talking about, you're like a whole new face, whole new skin, like, and then you get slip, like it's gross, right? If you want to look at it like that, that's what used to keep me away from that particular type of yoga, the hot. So like, oh, nasty, I'm so sensitive. My nose, I don't want to smell that, and I'm gonna throw up in my mouth, and it's really not like that. So I'm glad I gave it a try. And honestly, the way that we gave it a try, and this is the way that they knew that they had to send me, because it was by accident. I had no fucking idea that it was hot yoga. We learned it was hot yoga when she greeted us, and she was amazing and all this kind of stuff or whatever. She's like, it's hot. Yeah, you take off your socks. I'm like, take off my socks? I didn't get a pedicure. Can I leave them on? She's like, no, I would actually prefer if you did not. Like, okay. I'm like, okay. So yeah, keep that on. Can hide my big forehead anyways, right? So what was I saying? So yeah, so there was this point, and I guess it was when I got that nauseous, which is understandable, but you always have to listen to your body. Like obviously I didn't continue at that point. I gave myself a moment and to gather myself, like in my breath and stuff like that. But like that voice, that other one, right? That is like, it's like, bitch, I don't want to do no more. I don't want to do it. No. And I'm like, and then too, there's like this inner, like, and like, I don't have to do it. I did most of it already, like, and it was just like, there's still class left, like, so it's like those inner dialogues. And I'm like, but I don't want to do it. And it was funny because judging from all the yogas that I do, like with my kid and stuff like that, my daughter, I knew from Jump Street, and it made me laugh. I couldn't look at her today in yoga because I knew that this is her least favorite. Like, so I was like, oh my god, I can't. Like, not impressed. So yeah, so whatever, I got through that part that was challenging, and I got back into my autopilot zone, like tunnel vision zone, like zone, and you do it, right? What was the whole point of that? What are we talking about? Oh, the exaggeration. I don't know, but we gonna keep on. I wrote so. Wait, so I want to start talking about the drama with the exaggerations and all this kind of stuff. But oh boy, hey, so there, hey, hey. Ah, my goodness. Okay. What side do you even want to go? Oh, because aren't you supposed to go back? I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. We're gonna talk evolutionary in a second, but this is like really, really annoying me. I'll be back. In pausing, I realized I remember. So anyways, um I know I should look at the camera and all this kind of stuff, but I'm gonna look wherever the fuck I want, okay? Like because I just that's what I'm gonna do, okay? Part of all of this too is getting comfortable in my own skin, right? Like getting comfortable um being myself, right? And if I'm sitting here and I'm talking and all this kind of stuff, like I look around. I'm inspired by everything. I don't know. I don't know how to sit still. Even though I do stuff practices for those kind of like stillness things and stuff like that. Whatever. I do that, but like there's a time and a place for everything. Why am I talking so much? Anyways, so the whole point of what I was saying from before, like before I started going off on a tangent about my own fucking shit, like whatever, it's that inner wound child cry. That's what I started cracking up about that. Oh my god. So the inner wound child healing, right? And it made me think and it made me go. And I went down deep into my soul and I was just thinking about the little girl that I used to know. And I was just like, hey, when you want it your way, remember that cry? How did it feel that day? And it's just like, yeah, I remember too. All those feelings of what you want, you just want when you want, right? Like that bratty cry, the one that gets called that bratty cry, right? That's from our childhood. Like go back to that child in you cry when you wanted something and you didn't care and you wanted to, and however you handled that, like everybody's brattiness is gonna be different. You have this tantrum. So that was the whole point of why I had to sit down and record. And when I was like to get on camera, because humans are having their tantrum out loud, like, but they're doing it slickly, slyly, lying, like this, it's like taking it too far. And then we got this like Leo energy, right? There we go. Thank you for staying with me up until this point. And I went into this a whole bunch of other stuff, whirlwind adventure. But hello, you click on a channel that is called Enchantress the Babbler. Make it make sense. Why you thought this was? You thought I made that up? It's so funny. Yeah, that's what's up. So yeah, so that's what I'm picking up on. And so Spirit's working with me in terms of not being so intolerable and being a little bit more compassionate. Like, bitch, what you supposed to learn about this? And I was like, okay, not to get annoyed. Right? Because we sit here and we're just like, why do we gotta play these fucking games? Like, why can't everybody just jump on fucking board on this whole evolutionary scale and stop acting a fucking fool? That's where I'm at in my mind, my mentality. I'm like, can we just fucking work together? We don't have to like each other, but can we work together? Right? That type of shit. That's where I'm at. Like, yo, one foot in front of the other and just keep it fucking moving. Keep it fucking moving. Keep your cries for later. Deal with that shit on your own. Don't be a brat. Like that type of shit, right? So, but I'm supposed to soften. Okay, I'm softening. So I sit with this shit and I'm just like, you know, because people are just like doing these like, so like for this chick, the one that went missing, right? We're seeing a toddler on the road and all of a sudden went missing and then all of a sudden showed up at her house 2 days later, walked home, right? I have my own like human jokes and stuff. I don't have no insensitivity about that, but it's just like we think about like I'm like, yo, is she on something? Like, which is where people are gonna go in their mind, okay. You walked home. Okay, I've done that. I walked home. Walked home. I'm glad you made it home safe. And girl, I'm glad you safe. I'm glad you safe. But what if that? And my first initial reaction when I saw it was like people cry out for attention sometimes, and maybe she took it too far and she didn't realize she was gonna get, or maybe that was what they wanted because there's people that do shit like that too. So either way, whatever, the both fucking extremes and stuff like that. So I think it's about people like, because I said it in my other video, that's what I was talking about. That people are we're gonna start seeing more of, like literally you're gonna start seeing more of it, like these bold-faced fucking lies about something that happened that didn't fucking happen. I'm telling you, it didn't fucking happen. And so it's like, sit soft. Okay. I just gonna step over here on my coffee. It's not that hot no more. I might have to eat that up and post it. But hold on, I just want to, because I don't want to lose it, right? Because we're talking about that. And I'm just like, you know, like, why tell me then? Let me just be oblivious and let me be stupid too. But it's just like, you know, so it's like, so I'm like, okay, soften. I've had a lot of inversions and I'm like a little charged up and I'm like kundalini's on the rise. And I'm just like, oh. Tingling sensations, that's the right questions, right? Scribe is that we transcribe and we upload and we share that, right? So, okay, here I am. Sounds like, okay. And it brought me to that child. I went cry. That child space of when. Just go back to that space. Any fucking space. You don't even have to remember what it was. Just remember when you wanted what you wanted, and if you screamed into a pillow, and this is you as a child, like don't act like you don't act like that once or twice in your fucking life. Like now we got a whole other fucking rabbit hole to travel with you, but that's different, okay? But either way, when we just like these brat episodes, like so I feel like that's where the humans is at. But it's coming out like some slick Rick shit. Slick Rick shit. So I'm like, how do we deal with that? How do we deal with that? How do we deal with that? Right? How the fuck do we deal with shit like that? Because it's ridiculous. Y'all don't need to do that. You don't need to lie. You don't need to pretend. You don't need to make up a fucking story. Just be yourself, man. Like, just be your fucking self. Like, just be your fucking self, whatever that looks like. Even if it looks like shit, it looks like a blob sitting right there. Like, then be the blob. Be the blob. I snort when I laugh sometimes too. So whatever. What you thought that comes with giggles. Snorting. Okay. Oh no. What to say? Right? How do we handle that? Sun Tzu said, all warfare is based on deception. When able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must seem inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When far away, we must make him believe we are near. That's so much shit to make him. I don't fucking care. But this is great. Whatever. Don't be fooled. All right? Don't be fooled. The word deception doesn't just mean lying or deceiving people with evil intent. Magicians, secret Santa, a presents, or surprise party use deception good. So deception is not inherently bad or good. It's just how people fucking use it. Exactly. Like, you know, and it really sucks. Like, you know, for those of you that are like naturally intuitive and have this like your whole entire life and shit like that, think about like when people will want to surprise you on something. Either you find out divinely or you find out divinely, like interception, like somebody will come in and blow up the whole fucking cover or something like that to make you reveal upon something that, like, you know, somebody like let's say, like for me, like you can't throw me a surprise birthday party. Sorry. And so learning to always just stay quiet about it and just let the party happen. Something like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But I don't know why I even said that, because this is about enemies, and like, who got enemies? Everybody want to be a fucking enemy. Like, what is that? That's a waste of energy. A waste of energy. A waste of energy. You don't got a motherfucking enemy in me, because that what you do to me, you do to yourself. And I got no desire to do anything to you that what you think you sent to motherfucking me. And if you send it to me love, great. Because I got nothing but love for you too. Okay. I saw that it went off, and it was probably off, and I probably looked crazy, but whatever. So deception is not inherently bad or good, but we are exposed to it every fucking day. In politics, advertising, books, and movies. Sun Tzu says you need to be able to understand deception to be skilled in seeing through it. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So these dramaticas, they're gonna be lying about everything. Oh my god. The nails she slapped me. So I said, I'll pray for you. Shit like that. Stupid shit. Stupid shit that you don't even need to lie about. my dog had to go to the vet today. Stupid shit like that too. Cons, whatever. It's just gonna be like extra. It's gonna be extra. Petty Betties, Petty Joes. Talk about that, right? People just like, because they want that attention. Go back. See, all right, let me not go into the human side that wants to just nub it and put it to the side. It's not a good feeling because it's still a cry. So even I gotta see past that illusion. You know, and I see in my eyes right now a key. So we are the key to everything. And now I see a circle and not horns, but like, I don't know, but I'll draw it. It looks like a ring of fire too. That makes sense. So Sun Tzu says, anger may in time change to gladness. Vexation may be succeeded by content. But a kingdom that has once been destroyed can never come back again into being, nor can the dead ever be brought back to life. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Don't burn your bridges. Right? Like, so it's just like that. Like, you know, like, why do something so petty that's just ugly? You know, but we're thinking about that inner child cry. There we go. Let me remove myself from this equation because I have to. I have to, in order to see past the annoyance that it can filter into my electromagnetic field, my energetic field, because it's just, but that's the succession of that type of energy that wants to drain you from that joy that you might naturally have or whatever, to bring you into their lower vibration, because the only way that they can even engage with you is through bringing you to their lower vibration, because they ain't fucking meeting you up here. And so that keen awareness, that sight to be like, oh, I see your bullshit with all my might, but you know what? With compassion, I see your inner wound, child wound, healing that needs to be done. I understand that as a motherfucking tantrum that you're having in some kind of shape or form that is expressing itself in this cry out that you trying to project onto me. You know what I mean? This is like, I'm sorry that you going through that, but you ain't gonna make me act out of pocket because I'm aware, right? But still, human jumping back in right now, it's just to express to you, yo, that shit is hard. And sometimes you just want to be like, yo, what the fuck is your problem? You know what I'm saying? Agitate it a little bit more, like what you gonna do, right? But no, don't fight. Mortal Kombat, fight. And then you got that type of energy influencing the environment too. Be like, who are you, immortal? Do you see the divine being that you are breathing, seating? So sit in the stillness as you must and you will, if in order to meet these aspects of yourself, right? You have to sit with yourself. And so coming into that state of, maybe that's why I like to sit on the floor. I like to ground a lot. You know that's why. I like to sit on the floor sometimes too. If you ever, you're welcome, right? If you ever feel a little something out of place and you have to stay in that space, go to the center of that space. If you can, sit down too. So what if you look a little bit weird doing this, but you are just centering yourself in the space that you have. And sometimes going to the center of that room and sitting down, or just kumbaya, however you can, let it be. But if you are able to do these type of things, go to the center of any room you be in and ground yourself and sit down there, okay? And give yourself the time that you need to breathe. You know what I mean? Don't burn your bridges. In life, things will not always go your way. Tell me about it. That's my inner child talking. Oh, what's up, man? Right? Or those moments that you meet with your inner child and let your inner child speak. Like I do something. I'm like, don't do it. And I'm like, real talk though. However, mine is dramatic. Okay. Yours don't have to be dramatic. Yours can be simple. If you want it to be simple, I'm sharing with you mine, not to be for you to judge mine. But like, she really silly. The whole point of it is for you to find what is yours. I'm not asking you to do what the fuck I do. That's what the fuck I do. Part of it is finding your blueprint of what the fuck you do that works for you. You know, the voodoo that you do for you, do. You know, that type of shit. It's a vibe, good vibes, 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 good vibes. We got a good vibes here, good vibes here. Never burn your bridges with friends, colleagues, or with clients. Acting on impulse may lead to destruction that is hard or impossible to reverse. Focus instead on the positive and on happiness in everything you do. That's why cutting off energies too. Don't do you wrong. You're not burning a bridge. It's like, hey, what you thought? That I was just gonna stay here and be your punching bag, or you're just gonna use me or abuse me. Nah, I eliminated myself from the entire situation, right? And even if you have to go in peace and say something, communicate something, you come from a state of love. That's all you could ever do, right? As you move through and get through the most challenging aspects too, for you, and and the sense of accomplishment after. Like, but the human, They want all the attention. That was the other download, right? Of like, go back to that space. Let's travel. You want me to do inner wound, childhood wound? I can't even say it. But it's deep. It's really deep. But I'll take you there, you know? But yeah, go there. Go there. Or come here and I'll help you. But you gotta extend, right? If not, go over there and do it yourself. Right? Whatever. But it's a process. Everything is a process. Right? Of everything. So it's possible. So I go there. So, and then I come here and I share it with you guys. You take with it as you will. Right? Right? Sun Zhao said. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. So there. TZ. I'm so oh my goodness. Good vibes, good vibes. TZU. That's the spelling of the last name. It's the last name. Let your rapidity. I think that's how you say it. Now you get look. Listen. You see me on camera now. Now, when you're watching the other videos and stuff like that, which I know are long, but it's highly advised to watch it in parts, and that's going to be part of your own growth, evolutionary growth. This quantum, beautiful, like what you thought, right? Everything got thorns, everything got challenged, everything got like what you thought it was going to be stealing. Nah, you gotta do the work. That means you gotta go through the babbles or the thickets. Like, oh, we're gonna get through this jungle, this forest, and it's just like I gotta endure these babbles just a little bit longer to get the deliciousness of it. Oh my god, listen to all of it. It's just so yeah. Whatever. I make no apology. It is how I am. Let your rapidity be that of the wind. Your compactness be that of the forest. We were just talking about the forest. Be like fire, in immovability like a mountain. Be strong, hold steady. When a close relationship, like a marriage, goes wrong, the resulting breakup is never easy. We were talking about this. Go definitely check out my Venus in retrograde video. I'll link it to this as well, but you could always go to my videos. You could go to my community board. You could go anywhere. You can always ask me. You could, hey, where's that video? What's it called? And I can link it and all this other kind of stuff too. You know, extend, right? So, but as soon as you are ready, move quickly. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Lay everything on the table. Keep your counsel and don't be rattled by bullshit tactics. The quicker you get it sorted, the quicker you can move on. Remember, you are probably stronger than you think. That's for whoever that's for. I feel like I'm going to stay these next couple of videos or whatever that I'm going to be posting and pushing out and stuff. I'm going to stay kind of love theme too, because since we're in this energy and we're supposed to be softening wherever we are, like, you know, your softening is not going to be the same as mine. You might be soft where I'm not, and vice versa, or we could be the same. Doesn't matter. Right? Doesn't matter, but it's just because we're softening. So it's like, you know, even being conscious of that. Oh my gosh, that was another thing, you know, like this is just, you know, I'm just saying it, you take with it as you will, but just how much we don't relax. Like me too, like as much as I can be all like, oh, here, flexible, and you know, here, we don't relax. And then especially for those of you that use your hand, right? You use your hands a lot, right? So you're artists, right? You create things, you make things, you might do energy work, body work, whatever, and be an athlete, play an instrument, just like, you know, whatever, whatever you might make, you know, whatever knit, like, you know, it doesn't matter. You use your hand. for your art, for your work. It's part of your life. It's what you do. Like you use your hands, your beautiful hands. I love that. And I love my ebonies. Ebony, right? So you use your hand. What's the whole point of that? Get distracted, right? You use your hands. But this makes it worse. I'm getting to it. It's just I can't stop laughing that after, because then I'm like, it used to be a lot worse. Maybe that's why this is you guys are something else, right? Like that's just me talking to myself. Don't worry about it. Like it's me having these moments to myself of a once upon a time ago with the present time now, being present in my conscious state, understanding the difference of energy, frequency, vibration, of how, like, you know, like just coming into a sense of your own, like, wow, look at it, things have evolved for you in certain kind of ways. So I'm having those kind of like kumbaya moments within myself too at this time, and then all these other kind of stuff, and then all this other kind of stuff, and then, you know, we're multi-dimensional living, and then I'm supposed to be articulating these things too at the same motherfucking time. So bear with me, please. It's a lot, okay? It's a lot. But what are we talking about with the hands? You use your hands. I use my hands. I use my hands for everything. Even to talk. What was the whole point? Why was I talking about our hands? What were we gonna do? What were we gonna do with our hands? That's how you know it ain't me. I tell you, it's not me. Before, these things used to really, really bother me. The other day, it kind of bothered me. Remember when I hit pause and then I came back and I remembered and stuff like that? But right now, today, it doesn't bother me. I've had a good day. Right? Oh, yeah. Okay. Right? For those of us that use our hands, yo. And because I use my hands and because I do a lot of different stuff, I'm constantly stretching. I'm always constantly doing different kind of things because I have to make use and best use, like, you know, and have to take care. And it doesn't take away that I don't have aches or different kind of things that occur from time to time or whatever the case may be. Like, you know, that's what happens, wear and tear, right? Like, so we have natural aches and pains in our body. This is why I'm very body conscious. I really do believe that the more that, you know, and that we care for our vessel and we are mindful, and there's certain things we can do to enhance. It doesn't matter how much you know too about the body and all this kind of stuff. There's always so much more you can do to better help care for yourself, but it doesn't still take away from the everyday wear and tear of, like, you know, oh, like we could all use a massage any time of the day or week. And there's people out there that don't like massage, but it's a mental thing. It's not necessarily, and yes, there's fibromyalgia and all this other kind of stuff. I'm not talking about those specific type of ailments and things like that. So please, I'm not being insensitive. I'm just saying, like, as a body worker, like, I'm telling you, I've had people that I work on, they don't like to be touched. And there's other reasons for that too, and other kind of stuff. But I'm just saying, with the melting of the fascia and all this other kind of stuff that happens, we don't realize how much tension we carry in our muscles in our body. Like, even, and so me, that's why I was saying, even me, as conscious as I am about that, the yoga or like shavasana or going into these spaces after, you know, meeting myself, challenging myself and going through this kind of stuff, when it comes time for that relaxation part, I'm realizing where I'm not relaxed. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm meeting my body and I'm like, wow. So the other day, not the other day, I have no concept of time. This could have been a couple of months ago. This could have been last year. Real talk. Like, I don't know when this happened, but it happened. It's fresh in my mind right now. So, it could have been yesterday. It wasn't though. I'm just saying, it'd be like that. Sometimes it'd be yesterday. I'm like, wow, that was just yesterday. Oh my God, that could be like that with you too. Yes, it is, of course. I know, I know, I know. I have people like even my grandma, like, and she'll be like, you don't call me. And for her, it's a long time, like the days of the week and stuff like that. For me, it's like I thought I just spoke to you. Like, it feels like yesterday, like it's fresh. Like you don't realize like how much time sometimes you can be in another space. Then it's just like so much, it's like you're just in a different space, different place, like, it's a different dimension. But what was the whole point of that? Right. So it's awareness, right? Um, so much awareness. So anyway, um, so like even in that like Shavasana state and stuff like that, I had a most recent experience that I don't know when, but it was recent. It was within the year that I am laying on the mat and I'm hot, like hot. And by this point of exhaustion, where you're infusing and you're there, like everybody melts into the mat because everybody's like, oh, like we're done. Like, it's that intense, right? So I'm there and I'm like melted to the mat because I'm like, God, like I'm done. I'm like, thank God this is over, right? Like, whatever. And my hands, and this used to happen to me when I went to school for massage therapy and stuff. One of my professors that I loved all my professors, but I'm just saying this one, when I first had class with this lady, she grabbed my hands and she was like, I want to work with you. And because she's a Reiki, she's a whole bunch of things. But anyways, I don't know titles and all this kind of shit. She's a healer, right? All encompassing. There's different like you just because you do one specific thing doesn't mean that's where you're all things like in one. Like it's not turn on and turn off switch. Like if you do like Reiki, you do energy healing, like that shit is all the time. There's no on and off button. It's like I touch you, you're gonna feel it. Like it's not, oh, I turned off the switch. Like it's just no, it just is what it is, right? Like, right. So anyways, but she got me immediately saying she wanted to work with my hands. So I like immediately knew that she can help me with this issue I used to have, where at that time, up until I met this woman, I would occasionally, and I explained it all to her. I said, my hands get so hot sometimes, and they get cold too, and all this kind of stuff because it's channeling stuff, right? And you just, whatever, this big receiver, and you just so many things and things like that. And this was my beginning of the school year. Like, so I didn't know at that point, I was new. I was a newbie. I wasn't even a year in, a couple of months in. This is fresh, probably my first semester or something like that, like with that school and stuff like that for this program, for massage and stuff like that, and a whole bunch of other shit. But and so I knew to ask because up until that point, um, my hands would get really, really hot. And my remedy was always to put them under freezing ice cold water if I could, like, and my feet too, if I could, like, depending on where I'm at. Like, if let's say I'm home, I would run my hands and feet under really, really ice cold water. And that was kind of like it helped alleviate this massive fire. That's all I could call it and stuff like that. So she immediately knew and she led me to the simple remedy of that, what points to press to help disperse the thing, that it worked. So from this first day of class encounter with this woman, I she solved something for me. So trust me when I say that I was eager to learn from her too. Like yeah, like, you just helped me, sister. Like, thank you so much. Like, I even cried because I was just so thankful. Like, oh my God, like, I'm like, you don't know what you did. Like, just whatever. So, I'm on the mat, right? Now we flash forward to this now moment where I'm like, melted. And I'm just aware of my body and my hands. They would not even flatten, like, relax. And I'm like breathing in and being aware of my hand. And then I had this whole power struggle moment with myself about my hand on the mat and how much tension there was. And I'm like, what? Like, I was meeting new tension for the first time that I was like, I even spoke about it to the instructor a little bit after. I'm like, my hands, like, what the fuck? So for those of you like that, I'm just saying, like, and I've been working on bodies all my life too, because even before I went to school for massage therapy and stuff like that, it was known early on from when I was young that people always wanted me to massage them, touch them, or take away stuff. So my dad was always his feet and his ankles and stuff like that. I learned how to, like, crack backs early on. So I used to always walk on my dad's back and crack it. I learned how to really, I shouldn't say that. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but I did learn in school too how to do it. Yeah. So I did hurt somebody's clavicle though, with the technique that I learned. So that made me feel horrible because they had to go to the thing or whatever. But anyways, like, that won't ever happen again. Like, we live and learn from our mistakes and stuff like that. But that was in school training kind of stuff and under supervision and stuff like that. So, but that's real talk. I'm just saying. But like, what was the whole point? Like, oversharing. I guess I get nervous, or not nervous, but like, I just start shutting down. That's the part of, like, too, like, the shutdown, like, when, like, overshare. Like, I'm sharing because I don't care right now. It's public information. You can fucking know this if you want. Like, it's not like, oh my God, like, yeah, no. But and years ago, this was, I don't even know, 10, how many fucking years ago was that? That was a while ago, a very long time ago. Right? So Sun Tzu said, he who exercises no forethought but makes light of his opponents is sure to be captured by them. Therefore, soldiers must be treated in the first instance with humanity, but kept under control by means of iron discipline. This is a certain road to victory. I don't know how I feel about all of that, but yeah, what does friendship mean to you? Think about friendship, how you define it, and why you bestow this special trust on specific individuals. We are often polite to strangers, not knowing if they are friend or foe. Friendships form as doubts slip away and we let them into our affections through words and actions. We should be open to the offer of friendship if it pleases us, right? And that too is like a whole other segment of stuff too, right? Everybody wants to be open to friendship, but nobody wants to be a good friend. Like, everybody wants to be open to friendship, but everybody wants to compare themselves to their friends. Like, everybody wants to be open to friendship, but everybody wants to look at their friends, like, like, in a different kind of angle instead of just looking at them and valuing them for what they are. Like, I'm sick of it already. Like, I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. So here we go, bringing me back to from the human perspective into the spirit perspective of stuff like that too. We'll go back to the hands in a second, but yeah, that inner child cry, that tantrum of wanting it just the way you want it, your way. I feel like the humans, that's where they're fucking at. And then you have this whole lost fucking generation of kids and people that don't even know what they want to be in body, that they have to, like, it's just so deep, overly identify or do this, do that. And I'm not knocking anyone, so don't come at me sideways. What I'm saying is, it's all makes fucking sense now when you think about the generational curse that has been bestowed upon humanity, which is the land of Babel. Let it split, let them fight amongst each other. They talk about it in the fucking Bible. It's interesting. enchanting babble and the babbler and all this kind of stuff, and then after, you know, whatever, like, 'cause it's been that for a long time. Anyways, it doesn't matter. This tantrum that people are having, you're gonna see it show itself in ways that, unless you are just able to see through the bullshit, you may not even know. And they're still gonna do it, knowing that there's a chance that people could figure them out. They don't give a fuck. It's about the attention. It's about the cry. It's the tantrum. Tantrum is what the tantrum is what is leading their every move. And it's just like, it don't see itself. It's in like an entity. It's an entity. It's not a parasite, it's an entity with parasitic behavior. It's like the zombie apocalypse, right? Sun Tao said, we cannot enter into alliances until we are acquainted with the designs of our neighbors. Choose your friends carefully. The chances are that you surround yourself with like-minded people and everything works out. But sometimes friends become distant from us, as do about workmates and other acquaintances. Without knowing their designs, how can you decide whether they are friend or foe? Remember, friends are not always allies and allies are not always friends. And it really sucks. It really sucks. And this is me now sharing in my own personal like experience, like with wanting to make friends and just finding that it really sucks. Like I really like, you know, and it's not, oh, you think you better, get off your high horse and those. I don't think I'm better, but I think I do act a lot better than a lot of these fools that want to fucking engage in this type of behavior. I'm sorry. Well, how else do you want me to fucking say it? Like, I'm not tripping up on competition. I'm not fucking tripping up on evil eyeing anybody. I'm not tripping up trying to fucking compete and compare and all this motherfucking kind of shit. So yeah, I think that is, and we want to compare and contrast the behaviors. And like, I'm not doing that, but people are. I'm gonna determine that for myself, whether I think that's good or bad, and I don't think that's good for me. I don't like it, and so I'm not gonna shoot tat for tat. That ain't me. Like, what, you trying to turn me into like what? Like, nah, nah. So you may have been like that too, and maybe then you overextend yourself, and people pretend to come back or not come back or come in by sly, right? That's what they were talking about. Like, you got to know how your enemy, or the neighbor or the person operates, and that's the slick shit. That's what I'm talking about. That slick shit, that lie. Like, people just wanting attention, so they're gonna cry fucking wolf. Wow. And it's a war. That's a different kind of war. I guess I do have compassion, because right now I just sat here and I'm like, that's sad. That's sad that people have to feel that way and be that way. That you don't feel whole in yourself enough to be okay if you don't get the attention you really want, or the outcome that you really want. And like, you know, like, I don't know, like, I just think that's sad. But I still don't fuck with you, because I'm the first person you come to attack, because I'm my kindness. And that's the fucking shit I ain't playing. Now I don't even let you in my vicinity. But sometimes you think somebody, right? And it's not even that. It's just like it still plagues with your mind because you'll make new connections with people and then they prove to be just the fucking same in a different other fucking kind of way. And it's like you unlock another devil. Right? Which brings me back to that story of Shakrachara from the other video. The guru of the demons, that they counted him out. The guru of the demons counted out their guru, the person that they look up to for every fucking thing. The people, the muse. They go to the muse, they feed from the muse, but they don't want the muse to exist. Make that make sense. Let me suck on you. Without you, I wouldn't breathe. Breathe, you motivate, you inspired me to. I want it all. I want to be viewed the way that I view you, desirably too. I want to eat you, but you cannot exist. Make that make sense. I hope you heard all that because I know that my technology be playing around when I go into different frequencies. But yeah. And it's just like, okay. It'll be for different shit. Yeah. Get that. I don't wish that on nobody. And if I could heal that for you, I would. But I can't. And I don't want to. I shouldn't have to because I had to heal things within myself to never let that become of me. And so that means that you're more than capable of doing that too. Yeah. Real talk. And it's just, sometimes it can suck because people be talking about they're alone. Which I don't even know what that is. And alone, when we go to its origin, it's really all. All. It's like all. It means all. All alone. All. You're whole on your own. All alone. All alone. All. You're complete. Real talk. Yeah. But, we're dealing with certain type of emotions, a storyboard does. My eyes are like all watery, so I can't even see. Yeah. I can't even see. I have my glasses, but I can't see. Okay, this is. Yeah, so I feel like the alarm is going off because I see like an alarm there, right? Like the alarm is going off. And people are clocking their desires. They're clocking the outcome that which they want. And it's like, I want it and I want it now. Or let's say you shine. Let's say you shine, right? So the type of envy you're dealing with from people that you're never gonna see this unless somebody secretly records it or something like that, but you're never gonna see it because this is hidden, right? This is hidden shit, right? But it's like you like the scenario that I'm seeing is like so it's like you're friends with somebody, right? Friends, right? And they have this pretty dress that would look great on you. Um, and you ask to borrow it because you have this thing to go to. And usually, this is something you guys do. You borrow clothes or whatever the case may be. It's not out of the ordinary. This is not anything like whatever. Or whatever the case may be. I don't know. This is just a poor example, but it's just the example I'm gonna give. And so they're bringing it over to you at your house, and they purposely like drop it in mud and come to you with this whole fucking story, and like sobbing and crying, and and they, and the dogs, they tried to attack me, like, you get what I mean? And it's a dress now. I'm so sorry. Something like that. But like, like why? Right? Because there's just something else. So it's like, or like somebody, let's say you were in a live setting and somebody told you that you looked great, and then this person walks home at night and they're like, he said she looked great, he said she looked great, he said, like, shit you won't really see. You know what I mean? Like those when they go home and scream into their pillow, something like that. Like, but like even like zooming in all your photos and videos and like looking for all your imperfections, like, oh, you're not that pretty. Like like that. Oh, are they using a filter? Oh, they have so much makeup on. Something like that too. Like, why? Okay, you feel better about yourself now? I don't know what to tell you. Shit like that. I'm hungry. I still haven't eaten, you know? So, yeah. So be mindful, especially if you are ever, I don't want to say targeted, I don't like to use those kind of words, but like, you know what I'm talking about, like where you deal with those type of energies, right? Where people look at you and they're comparing, whatever, that's just what they're doing. And you get the shit end of the stick of their energy towards you. And they could be a good person. Sometimes it'll be, that's why you'll never think it's that, like, because like yeah, 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 like let's give them a hug. It's so cute. It's so cute. They don't even want your hug, but they want your hug. Because your hug feels good. Your hug feels good. And they're like, no. Inner child wound healing, right? Let's get at it, right? So that we could really understand those cries, because I think it's important. I don't know. That's why I came on, to tell you that it was important to hear those inner, well, little childhood. I can't. It's like a tongue twister. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so about the hand. Sun Tao said, though we have heard of stupid haste in war, cleverness has never been seen associated with long delays. Be decisive and be quick. Life is short, although it's only when you reach. I disagree with that. Just that I don't know what they're gonna say. I'm just gonna tell you what I disagree with. Life is short. No, ungrateful mofos. Life is not short. No matter how long life you live, that is the longest motherfucking thing you've ever done. So be grateful for it. Right? So I'm gonna repeat that. Life is the longest thing we ever fudging do. Real talk. There is nothing that we do longer than that as a human here. Life is the longest thing that we do. Life is the longest thing 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 we do. It's the longest thing we do. It's the longest thing we do. It's the longest thing I do. It's the longest thing I do. It's the longest thing I do. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. All right, let me stop. It's the longest thing we do. And that's a good shift, right? I know, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome for all the people that will take that juice, that mana, and pretend they never fucking saw it and yet flip it all up. I felt you. I know. I'm keenly aware. Life is long, although it's only when you reach a certain age that you realize this. Oh yeah. Soul's evolution. Talk about, there's a lot of like, never mind. I don't need to be petty. The fact is that you cannot afford to wait too long to tackle your problems. That could be true, right? You don't got time for that, right? So as they will only get worse. Damn skipping. So might as well enjoy the life that the longest thing you do, might as well enjoy it, right? You may find things are not as difficult as you thought when you start thinking that way. I like that. I have to put my own twist to things. If you want to go and read it however it was written and all this kind of stuff, then you could do that on your own. But I had to disagree just a little bit because just because things sound wise doesn't make it right. You know what I mean? Sun Tao said, let your rapidity be that of the wind, your compactness be that of the forest. We said this, work fast and tidily. Did we say this? But I used that word before, right? Rapidity? Or did I not read? I don't remember. Was that here? All right. Sun Tao said, let your rapidity, not stupidity, or rapidity. Let your rapidity. Oh my God, let me stop. Let your rapidity be that of the wind, your compactness be that of the forest. Work fast and tidily. Once you have started a job or project, put all your focus onto it to make sure you complete it as quickly as possible. Give yourself a deadline and make sure you complete it within the time frame so it doesn't impinge on other things that you need to do. Well, Sun Tao said to me, oh, you thought I wasn't talking to you, sister, either? You thought, oh, we're just spitting out words and you're going to chime in and you're going to try to shut me down and switch me up? How about I shut you up? And he just shut me up. Sun Tao, right? about starting a job or a project and things like that, and actually completing each one till the task, or tasking one at a time. I'm not saying that I start multiple things at once and then be, right? That's the definition of insanity, right? Doing it that way repetitively and taking longer to complete certain kind of tasks because I don't just focus on one thing. So, touche, a touche, a touche. What about put my dunce cap on? Since I acted stupid. Yeah, so whatever. We're done. We're done. We're done. Sun Sao says, in respect of military method, we have firstly measurement, secondly estimation of quantity, thirdly calculation, fourthly balancing of chances, fifthly victory. Measurement owes its existence to earth, estimation of quantity to measurement, calculation to estimation of quantity, balancing of chances to calculation, and victory to balancing of chances. Evolution, not revolution. But I'm always saying our evolution is a revolution. So hold up. I'm not dismissing this. I want to take into consideration what they're going to say. But I understand if you're separating the two, it is evolution. But evolution creates a revolution. So I feel like it's tied into one. It's like, I think that's how I'm seeing it. Like, I'm not looking at evolution and revolution as two separate things. I'm looking at it as the same, because when there is evolution, there is a revolution that occurs, right? Let's see what Sun Sao says, okay? Life is a long journey, but you will not travel on your own, okay? Make plans for the short, medium, and long terms, okay? Ensure that the plans flow into each other like a stream, into a river, and on into the ocean, okay? Get the process right and the rewards will flow. Well, the fuck do you think I'm trying to do up here? I'm trying to get it right. Okay. Sun Sao got jokes. Whatever. One more, and then I'm really gonna go. I hear the alarm. Okay, one more. Let it be a banger. Let it be a banger. A banger. A banger. Oh my gosh. Just because I'm celibate and abstinent doesn't mean I don't got jokes and funnies and can't be my own leveling of funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, yeah, I know, but that's gonna have to be. Sun Sao said, let your rapidity be. This is the same fucking card. Maybe somebody needs to hear it again. All right. Let your rapidity be that of the wind, your compactness be that of the forest. Maybe I gotta meditate on that quote because I don't even understand it. Let your rapidity be that of the wind, your compactness be that of the forest. Okay. Let that, I just want to make sure that rapidity, right? If you don't know a word, you don't know a word, right? I'm just saying, I just think repetition in that, right? But rapidity. But it's the quality of moving or reacting with great speed. The fish sink into the sand with such rapidity that it must be seen to be believed. So it says, so fast, so speed. Let your speed be that of the wind, your compactness be that of the forest. Now let's go to compactness, right? Because for something to be compact, right? It's It's compacted. I'm using the same word to describe the word. That's funny. It's to be compacted. It means to be compacted together. That's why we go to the dictionary, because we got this leveling of stupidity sometimes, right? But whatever. Listen, the dictionary. I got smarts for days sometimes, but sometimes I got that silly gene. The quality of using very little space. But I thought the compactness of this house was wonderful. I picked the laptop for its portability and compactness. Or what is an example? All right. For example, a finite set in any metric space is compact. All right. Anyways, that's not the one. Yeah, it's just like joined or packed together closely and firmly. There we go. United. Be united. Be that of this, right? So forest, because the forest, all you see is the trees, the grounding, the unity, the community. Because if you think about trees too, right, underneath the ground, the tree, right, roots tie, intermingle with one another, right? You cut down one tree, you didn't grab it by its roots, because its roots is holding every other roots. It's tied to every single root. They're all rooted to it. Oh my gosh, that's so deep. But yeah, what else was I saying? Because I was reading what I had wrote. Oh, this talking about the drama with the exaggeration, right? And then the inner child cry to crave and want all the attention, right? Scream it out and cry it out. Okay, that's gonna be a solution. Oh, so right. So with the kids, so that'll be quick. So I, for those of you that don't know or whatever they can say, but I do teach. So I teach. So I don't know which week it was. Don't ask me. This week, last week, I don't know, another week. But there is a song that we do with the kids that is from The Lion King, right? And in this song, it's all about their solar plexus area and their ability to. This is the way I look at it. This is my interpretation of it, but it's because it's one of the key components in the hook and the chorus part of the song is to roar like a lion, right? So we're roar, like your roar. So it brings me to now. These is all 2, 3, 4, 5. So recent that I was doing, like, that I did the song with them, like 2, 3, 4, 5, not 2, 3, 4, 5-year olds, right? 3, 4, 5-year-olds. 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, they love it, right? They love it, right? Because like I'm asking them to roar and roar loud and all this kind of stuff, and we have this whole little concert of roars. And so this tie with this whole idiocracy, I don't know how to say that word. Idiocracy. Let me look up the definition of that. Idiocracy. A society or group that is controlled by or consists of people of low intelligence. The idiocracy of these exaggerations that many of you, like me, will see through the bullshit meter immediately. Like Jay-Z said, you gotta brush it. Dirt off the shoulder. Because you would not be lowered to any idiocracy of stupidities, no matter how stupid and grand the exaggeration will be. And even if you can't prove it, let go of the quest of having to prove it. Who cares? Let the idiocracy fall flat on its face. Let it have no impact at all to be entertained. I used to have people that would send people to get readings and stuff. And in the beginning, when I felt this, I ignored it because I thought that was just me being far-fetched. Like, there was some, right? Like, but it just felt off. Everything was off. This is why now, if someone was to come in and ask for a reading and all this kind of stuff, and something feels off for me, I trust my intuition. I don't need to be told or figure out later why. My discernment is, I'm loving it, right? So, but it was through these experiences. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. I said it the other day. I said like thousands. Maybe it's not thousands, but it's up there. It's up there. It is up there, right? So, and this happens from experience, right? So, yeah, they would give fake scenarios or share a scenario that applies to someone else, like, or someone wanted my reading. That was another thing that would happen for me. Somebody wanted my reading, but they didn't want to get it from me specifically, so they sent a decoy to say that, which was that, and then so that they can get, like, they're listening, that type of shit. So, and that's just annoying. It's just annoying because I'm like, I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like, this, and like, you sure it's not this? But because of the wildness of the situation, then I get it later, like, but still I had to go through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now it's just like I'm at a position, a place where I can pick and choose whether I want to do a reading for you or not, or stuff like that. So it is what it is. Like, if I'm not feeling you like that, I don't have to ever see you or know. Like, it's just a knowing, right? Claircognizant, right? Claripotent. So, whatever. I'm gonna go. Let's stay over here. Sacrifice. Sometimes surrender is painful. Ain't that some shit? God's cutting away all the needs to go, illusion, obsessions, addictions, to sacrifice, to love. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's so easy for me to receive that I don't need to pretend. I don't need to fake no funk. I don't need to come up with this big old story. I don't need to have a tantrum. I can communicate my needs, my wants in a emotionally mature way that allows me to express myself. I can even express myself in a creative, playful way that allows my inner child to come out and express his or herself, right? And allow this without judgment, right? If I want to cry, if I want to kick and scream, if I want to do this, at least I'm being conscious with this work that I'm working on within myself, infusing all that I am instead of keeping it separate. I need this. I love this. I'm appreciative of my consciousness being activated, which I know that it's an evolution of my own brainwave activity. Go watch my other fucking video. You know what I mean? Watch all my videos. Karma. There's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. Exactly. And so we're all responsible for that part of our own karma. Gratitude. And I'm going to end it on that. Fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle for you wherever I go. So motivate. And that's just it. Keep your psychic senses up in alignment. You got to be in alignment in order to be able to really fully trust that which you receive, you really have to have no hidden bitter animosity or any type of level of discord within you can't be living a lie. And yes, you could be intuitive living a lie. Like, trust me, because when I was living my own life, it didn't take away from my fucking intuition. Like, what, bitch, you just lying. You just living, you like, whatever. You're not in your alchemy, stop fronting, that type of shit. But if you're in your toxicities, that can't be trusted. Right? You don't have to be fully all out there. I mean, we're figuring it out. We don't know anything about anything, right? We're figuring it out. But if you're being deceptive in any kind of way, like, you can hide your addictions, you can hide your behavioral patterns. Nobody's telling you these are things that are hard. They're challenging for us to shift, to change, to conquer, to transform, But if you're being deceptive, that's a whole other fucking kind of ballgame. It's like that's what I'm talking about. That's the fucking difference. Nobody's telling you to hide your pain. Nobody's telling you to hide your trauma. Nobody's telling you to doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Right? Address the cry, the tantrum. Address your inner child tantrum that is causing you, if this applies to you, because I get a mixed crowd. I get those that know what I'm like, that are similar to me in energy. Like I'm talking about, like in dealing with a lot of this type of shit, right? And your own type of leader in your own life and stuff like that, right? And then I also get the flip side. I'm the ones that want to be in that kind of space, whatever, which is great. I love it, but they deceptive as can be. And then there's the sleeper reapers still too that watch for whatever reason. Spirit says seeds are seeds. And then there's just other watchers and things like that. And lots of contemplations about stuff that some people just stay stuck on stupid. But anyways, thank you so much. I hope you like it here. Thank you. Come again. You could also find me on Instagram at Enchantress, ENCHANTRESS. There are options for you over there on my Instagram. You can follow for free, and there's a whirlwind of whimsical deliciousness over there for you too. And then there's also the subscribe feature, which is an investment for you to make, but it is mana for your whole mind, body, heart, and soul, whole revolution that will take place, and that is so hugely quantumly beneficial to you on your evolutionary growth journey, and also just a place of support and stuff like that. It doesn't mean that, oh my god, you could be like, oh my god, I'm perfect, I'm a leader too, I don't need your expert advice, I don't need your anything. So then go hop off. Nobody asked you to subscribe. But if that's going to be your attitude, because trust me, there will be things behind there that you too will benefit from. Okay, Miss Know It All, or I don't need your fucking shit, right? Because I'm my own type of this too. Like whatever. I'm done with the ego fighting, ego war. I'm just gonna say it however it is, and people, I realize that when I come from love and I speak from love, whether people like to hear it or not, I know my tone and I know my energy and I know my purpose and I know why I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything to be deceptive to anybody. I'm not saying anything to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm not doing any of that. I'm channeling, I'm filtering, I'm articulating. And so therefore, anybody that gets offended by that which I say, I know that it's their own personal shit. And so like it's I say that, like, I say from soul to soul, like with honor and respect. Like I'm not disrespecting you. I have no desire to disrespect you, but I will say and speak how I do. And if it offends you, then you need to check the wound, Anywho, till next time. Bye.